what they are meant for, why the good guys need it, why the bad guys also need it. So we'll look at the important parts of it, and we'll also see some of parts of it you have to an exam. So we'll look at them too. So then from next week class, I mean, our next class will when? Hello?
Our next class, we can do that on. We can. I don't know if you have time on because Friday I can make Thursday.
Okay. Okay then, no problem. So I made Friday so that I be the
Are you with
captain of this
me?
project. Yes, I have. I heard you. So on
I
that
will not
Friday,
that make it possible. I will not that make it possible Friday or Sunday.
no problem.
Then we do it.
No problem. Either of those days, either Friday or Sunday.
Okay.
So you just let me know ahead. Upon a time the free, I will slot you in. One of the new
Yes.
guys is supposed to have this 8 p.m. this
Okay.
particular Tuesday and Thursday. But I told him 30 minutes before the class, he should confirm with me that the class is ready on time. So he hasn't done that. So we hear that he is not ready for today's class. Because upon all day, he said that no cheerful. So at the end of the time,
Okay.
maybe when he
But you
remember,
can also can you okay can you but you can join two people at a time. Is
no,
that possible?
all ya know na class, all ya know na class one, go on almost class five. You understand? He's a beginner. Oh, okay, bata. So
Okay.
he's starting from class one. Well, you should be on class five now or class six. So I'm born at the same class. It wouldn't do him any good.
Mhm.
So once he catches up with the time factor,
Okay.
then he will a fixed time for his classes. We do quite with him. Okay. Now, in the context of cybersecurity
Mm.
and networking, these two topics are very broad. Now, it takes a lot to grab them. What I advise is one step at a time. Anybody that is going into the field should do one step at a time. But just give yourself time. 3 months, 6 months, 1 month. Just keep on going there. Keep on doing it. You will be ranking up the successes because it's very needed. By this time last year, I was not where I am today. But what I did was I gave myself goals. I said before the end of this year, I should have
Exactly.
this. I should be able to have done this. Even though I will still be putting out job applications, that the job applications are not coming through does not mean you have to give up on yourself or on your learning. So some of the applications I put through, some of them care to reply. Some of them reply and say, okay, at this
Yeah.
point, we don't need someone or outside the country, or we need someone. There is someone else we took that is better suited for our job. But don't worry, we'll keep. So those replies will keep on coming until the one that clicks, the one that works out will work out. But before then, you don't give up. Giving up is not part of the deal. So
Exactly.
yeah, don't give up.
Exactly.
So ports are crucial points of communication for devices on a network. Understanding ports and why scanning them is important is very essential for both defending systems and also conducting penetration testing. Now, a port is a logical endpoint in a network communication that allows devices to connect to specific services that are running on a system. For example, web server, email server, servers, Microsoft stuffs. When two devices communicate over the internet, whether it is a home internet, your local internet, or YMO, okay, whether local or broad network, they send data to each other using IP addresses. But for that data to reach the correct application, maybe you want to target to do a to do Microsoft Word, or you want to target a specific application. For that IP address to locate that specific application, it has to be directed through a specific port. And some of the ports are fixed, while some are, or mostly, while most of them are variably used. So in the world of ports, we have basically two types of ports that are well known. We have transmission control ports protocols. The TCP, we call them TCP and UDP. That's their short form. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol. UDP stands for User Datagram Protocol. When can we use TCP? TCP ports are being used when the whatever it is that is going on the internet needs reliability. It needs connection-oriented communications. It needs verifiable information. So TCP is being called upon. And you see them in services like the browsers or surfing the internet, HTTP or HTTPS, file transfer protocols. So when you are in a web browser,
The dashboard, the
the
board is
what?
out. You use yes, yes, I can see it now. UDP.
Okay,
Now I can see it. It's back.
okay. I think the network was fluctuating it. Sorry about that. So when you are on the internet and you are surfing the internet, probably you're in a bank app, you want to be assured that the data you are entering is secure. You want to be assured that, oh, this website is secure. So for those kind of communications and interactions, a TCP protocol or TCP port is being utilized. That is why you will not see, okay, this is either HTTP protocol or HTTPS.
Okay.
But when you are suffering, when you're watching or seeing a movie online, those are connectionless and they are used for faster, more reliable communication. So most people, when they are streaming movie, their major concern is for it to stream without breaking. So they need constant streaming without network break.
Okay.
So they are no more they are not concerned more whether the video is original or not. No, whether it is coming from the right person or not. No, most of them, you are just concerned for, you need it to be fast, you need to be the streaming process to be very very interesting and very cool. So these are the two types of
Exactly.
ports. The TCP is used for connection oriented communications. So this is going to come out in the exam. They're going to ask you the TCP, or which of these protocols is connection oriented. So you know that it is the TCP. Once you see connection oriented or reliable connection oriented communication, just know that it is TCP.
Mm.
But whenever you see connectionless, faster, less reliable communication, you know they are talking about UDP, user datagram protocol. So we'll go into numbers and
Okay.
port numbers. So let's say this is a house, or you purchased a house downtown, and you have your door, your two windows, then possibly it's fenced. This is your gate, it's fenced round about. So security wise, how many entry points do you have in this building?
I think it's one. It's just the gate.
Okay, so when you enter through the gates inside the building, how many do you have? In a normal building, just take for
You
example
have
your own.
yeah, you have door and window,
Yeah, you
or
have
just
one
doors.
door, you have window, okay. Possibly there is a back door, right? Some houses have back doors, right?
Mm, exactly.
So let's say there is a
Mm-hmm.
back door. We are looking at number four. And also, there are times when things get, yes, when things get rugged, people could still come in through the roof, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, there are times, desperate times that might cause people to use the roof to come in or through the chimney if it is a house that has a chimney. I heard that Father Christmas comes through the chimney. Oh. So
uh,
now this building has gates number five. So this building five, then okay, this is number six, has let's say plus or minus six entry points, or let's even give it 10. Maybe there are other windows. It is, let's say this building has 10 entry points. So when you are securing this entire building, you're
mm,
looking at these major entry points. Now, this is for a building. Now, for a network device,
okay.
how many entry points do you think
Network.
is in any network device? How many do you think will be there?
How many entry points?
Yes, those entry points are what we call ports.
Mm, okay. Two, we talk about two types of points, but the entry points could be more than that.
Yeah. So, like how many? Just do a guesswork.
Uh, I think maybe three or four.
Okay. Hmm. There is a bit of a surprise. We have this number of entry points or ports in, I think so. Let me check.
65,000.
535, 65,535.
65,000. No, 356.
65,535 ports.
Okay. 535. Okay, 535. Uh,
And remember, your phone can also be a network device. Your modem,
okay.
and in fact, anything that connects to the internet or uses the internet is expected. This is what we are expecting to
Mm-hmm.
see in any network device. 65,535 ports. So this might also come out in the exam. Be sure you get the number correct. It's 5,535. They might want to confuse you with other numbers.
Okay. 5,535.
So now, how do you secure this number of ports? Is it not much?
It's too much.
Yes, it's too much. And these are divided into the two ports now. What are the two, what's it called, types of ports? Mention them.
TCP and UDP.
Yeah.
TCP connection. We have TCP and we have UDP. We
TCP
have
is,
transmission control protocol and the user datagram protocol.
yeah, connection oriented.
Yeah, genau. Connection oriented.
That is
And the other one is connectionless, the
connectionless. Yeah.
UDP.
Connectionless is faster. Types of this TCP, some of the services that use TCP, we see HTTPS, this is for browsing. Then some of the types that use UDP for, what's it called? DNS. So yeah.
The dashboard, the board is no longer showing. The picture is out.
Kevin Afokita, what are you seeing now?
I'm just seeing your profile picture and nothing more. You are supposed to be seeing. Okay, now it's back.
Yeah.
Now it's back. Yeah.
Yeah. Please just bear with our connection today. Whenever you stop seeing it, you let me know so that I'll wait for it to come out again.
Okay, it's out again.
I have two network devices.
Okay, it's back.
Yeah, I have two modems connected here. In case one fails, the other should go up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, any questions so far before we go ahead
Yeah, you said the 65,535 is divided into two, TCP and UDP. That is connection and the connectionless.
again?
But they didn't go. The two of them didn't. Yeah, yeah.
You said?
I mean their numbers. The two of them didn't go with their numbers, like the TCP, like having a so amount of ports, or the UDP having maybe 30,000 entry points or ports.
The total number of ports that is in a network device is 65,535.
Exactly.
So now, depending on what services is being used, then it will not decide which of the ports to use, whether to use TCP ports or UDP ports. If you want to watch a movie, you want to stream a movie online, the ports that will be available for you to use will be the UDP ports. Then, if you are surfing the internet for good information and credibility, the ports that will be used for those activities will be TCP ports.
Okay.
So ports are represented by numbers ranging from 0 to 65535. And we have some
Okay.
well-known ports, at least before by the end of today, you should be able to take into mind some well-known ports. You have them in the back of your head. Maybe before
Mhm.
3 months, 6 months, 1 year, you will definitely come across ports. So the more you come across them, the more they get registered more in your
Okay.
subconscious. And how to identify them is by the services they operate. For example, the
Okay.
easiest and the simplest ones you should grab should be the ones that are on the lower hanging fruit. For example, when a website is using port 80, it is not secured. So it is using HTTP port. It is using port 80. That means the service running on it is HTTP. And that is why when you now look up on the browser tab, you see this site is not
Okay.
secured. But if the port is using port 443, that means you'll be using HTTPS. When you see a secured website, it is indirectly using port 443. It doesn't change. You understand?
The pictures are off. The diagram is no longer showing. The diagram is no longer showing. Mm.
When it comes back, you let me know.
Can you hear me?
Yes, when it comes back, you let me know.
Not yet. Okay, it's back.
Okay. So HTTP is, let me open it. Can you see the board?
Yeah. Now it's out again.
Come on. Why is it going out and coming in?
Immediately you say, "Can you see the board?" It went out.
Okay, for the board. Is it back?
uh, yeah. Now it's back now. I can support interfaster, DNS. Yes,
What can you see on the board?
it's back, but it's half.
Yes. I'm
I see the.
about to write something on
It's out again.
the board. No, no, no. I don't like this off and on. I'm very far carry me today. I need it to be very stable. Just a minute.
Smaller. I can be listening to you. Let's be going. Let's be going on.
Just a minute. Don't worry. Wait.
Uh,
Let me see if I could take care of this. Once and for all. Let me get a second network on. I have the landline network and also have MTN on. Then a minute, the two of them are fluctuating like this. Let me choose another one and see what we can get.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see. What do you see now? Can you see the board? Can you see the board? Hello?
I see. I see your no. I see your own video. Your video and uh, the hello.
You say you see what?
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I see. I see. But your profile. Well, we can continue. We can continue when I go. But when you
Kedenkina for now. What are you seeing now?
send me the maybe I go to the YouTube. If you send link. Uh, I'm seeing your own video, and the your profile picture at, at the top. Your profile picture. Yeah. Now the board is back half. The
Okay,
board is
because
back now.
yeah, I wanted to
Half
write
of it.
I want to write something on it. Okay.
Okay.
So what I was saying is HTTP
Mm-hmm.
runs on port 80. Always remember it
Okay.
in the exam. It runs on port 80 and it is not a secured port. It is not secured.
Okay.
And that is why when you're using a website and it's telling you this website is not secure, your information on this website is not secure, just know that this HTTP browser does not have security. So you
Okay.
have to trade carefully. You
Okay.
understand? So
Yeah.
now the secured version of HTTP is called HTTPS. There is an addition of S which stands for security,
Okay.
and it is running on port 443 and it is secured.
Okay.
So that is what the document is saying. Ports between 0 to 1023 sometimes are reserved for system services like HTTP, which uses port 80, HTTPS, which uses port 443. Secure Shell SSH is for remote logging in. It uses port 22. So these are some of the ports that you can have offhead. Other ones will be adding as you're advancing in the career, they'll be adding. So for the
Okay.
exam, you should at least know a minimum of 10 ports and their services they are running.
Okay.
You have to have it on your head.
Okay. You just mentioned four. Port 80 is insecure HTTP. Port 443 HTTPS secured and SSH for 22.
SSH runs port
22.
22. It is secured. but the insecure version of it is telnet. Is running telnet port 23,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not secured.
Mm-hmm.
So we have four. Uh, in the documents, make sure you go through the documents. It's already on your folder. So you will see many of them. We're going to see them below. So we have well-known ports like these ones we mentioned. Then we also have ephemeral ports. These ports are expendable. They are not hard called into a particular service. So they are randomly picked and used. So and that is ports ranging from 49,152 down to the end. They are usually dynamically assigned to client-side connections, meaning probably you want to you want to do some stuff, so your system wants to reach out to some services, it will just randomly pick ports, most of these ports, and use them. So there is a question down here: why are ports important in cybersecurity? Kindly read this.
Ports are critical because they define what services are available for external devices to connect to. Each service list, listings on a specific port, and open ports can potentially become entry point for attackers.
Yes, when your door is always open, bad guys can see it as opportunity, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So open ports that are open can potentially become entry points for attackers.
exactly.
Now, key reasons why we do port scanning. Why do we scan ports? Why do you do security check to check all your doors, everything before you sleep? I still check all the doors. Before I go to bed, I have to go to all the doors, ensure that everywhere is checked, locked
Exactly.
very well before I sleep. So, first, service enumeration. Why? These are the key reasons for port scanning. Service enumeration, which we say by scanning open ports, you can discover which services are running on a particular device. We know which services that are on and that are running. They say this is the first step for attackers or security testers to understand what they are dealing with. Enumeration means like initial finding. So
Okay.
when you scan an open port, you discover which services are currently running in this particular device. So these is a kind of a first step for attackers or penetration testers. Secondly, for identifying vulnerabilities. Each service running on a port may have known vulnerabilities, and scanning allows you to identify potential weaknesses or weak points in that system. For example, an open SSH port could lead to brute force password attack. This SSH for remote connection is to be handled sensitively because when you open it, you use it and connect and do what you're doing. Then when you're done, you close it. But when you leave it open, some bad guys can try to brute force attack on it, password brute forcing on it to randomly guess passwords that will help them to access it. Number three is attack surface management. Attack surface simply means your your points, your for example, the attack surfaces of this building is all these entry points in the device, those ports, anywhere, anything that leads or makes an entry into a device or into a system, they are called attack points. Sorry, attack surface. So you can decide to harden it or soften it. You understand?
Mm. Yeah.
So if a device has too many open ports, it increases the potential ways an attacker could exploit it. Limiting the number of open ports reduces the attack surface. It greatly reduces it because when a thief or a threat actor comes close and finds out that there are security guards in all the doors and all the sides of the building, it will not it will deter him for a while, right? At least he will now have to go back and go and start thinking of how to maneuver the security guards. True of course.
True, true.
I read this part, compliance and hardening.
Compliance and hardening. Organizations often need to ensure that only necessary ports are open as per compliance standards. Example, PCI DSS. Scanning helps identify and close unnecessary or risky ports.
Okay. Now, there is a big question. What happens when you scan ports? When you scan a device for open ports using Nmap, we're going to do scanning next class. So we're going to do practice these stuffs, scan and check out services that are running in our devices, various devices. You check out the services that are running on your phone or on your laptop, on your system. We're going to do that next week in our next class. Sorry.
Okay.
So when you scan
Okay.
a device for open ports, you are probing that device to see which ports are either open, closed, or filtered.
Filter.
So these are the three states the ports can be. They can either be open or closed or filtered.
Mm,
If they are open, it means that they are reachable.
mm,
Open ports means the services running on that port is running and is reachable. So if port 22 is open, you already know off head that what is running on that port 22 is what? SSH. If port 80 is open, what service is running on
mm.
that port 80?
Port 880 is HTTP.
Good. So if you see port 443 open, what service is running there?
Port 443 is a HTTPS, that is the secured HTTP.
Confirm.
HTTPS, secured.
Confirm. So when you see port 23,
Yeah, port 23 is the insecure of SSH.
yes, it's
Telnet.
called telnet. Telnet. So now, imagine now you're in the exam hall, okay, and
Mhm.
a question on ports comes out and they ask ports, which service is running on ports, let me see, 25. And they gave you all these ones. By elimination method, you know that HTTP is port 80, so this is not going to be the answer, right? HTTPS, of course, is port
Mm-hmm.
443, so this is not going to be the answer. Port 22, you already know it is SSH. Port 23 is Telnet. That means whatever answer is remaining there, whether you know what it is or not, it should be the answer of that port. So that's answering a question through elimination method. Do you understand the scope?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when a question,
That is going closer. Okay.
yeah. So when there is a question and you don't know the answer, but you know every other thing that is in that question, in that options, then
Okay.
obviously that one you don't know is the answer. Okay. Most times it is because
Okay.
yeah, other ones you are sure that this is this. You are sure that port 80 is HTTP. You are so sure that port 443 is HTTPS. You are sure that port 22 is SSH. Then that remaining port 25, okay, I don't know you. Whatever it is that is remaining on that option is going to be port 25.
Okay.
So that's why I said you should at least put to mind at least 10 ports in your memory. So when the exam comes out, no matter the ports, the services and the ports they are bringing up, at least you know 90% of them. The remaining ones can now be the going answers for you.
Okay. No, no problem.
Now the guy is calling us. He's trying to join the class. I think it's not coming.
Oh,
Which class are you doing?
okay. He's calling from Nigeria.
Yeah. This
That
is
is African time.
which
I
kind of
think
class ya bụ 8 o'clock or now there by 8:34 na-achọ join.
African time now.
No, well, this one today own is a lesson for him. So the next class, if class is 8 o'clock, he will be there by 8 o'clock. Ah, okay, so let's move ahead. So the services on an open port is running. Okay. Now, if on your scan you find closed ports, it means that no service is listening or is running on that port. The port is visible, but nothing is responding, nothing is running on it. Filtered ports.
Yeah.
The port is being blocked by a firewall or security mechanism, meaning you can neither tell whether the port is open or closed. So why should you scan ports once again? Scanning ports is useful for both attackers and defenders. As a defender, it is used to discover weaknesses. Regular port scans help you identify potentially open and unnecessary ports that could be vulnerable. When you're going through your house and you find out that your back door is left open or was left open, what do you do?
You gotta close it.
Yes, you lock it up, man. That is a vulnerability there. So you use port scanning to discover weaknesses. For example, a forgotten service running on port 21, see another port, cram it,
Okay. For 21.
is running a service FTP. This is file transfer protocol. And if it's been
21.
compromised, it could expose sensitive data. So we have,
Expose sensitive data.
yes, we
It's
have
not
port,
secured. Insecure. Insecure.
yes, port 21, file transfer. We have a FTP, port what?
For 21.
Okay, 21.
FTP.
File transfer protocol. I think there's a
File
secured,
transfer protocol. Okay.
yeah, it's okay. SFTP. I think there should be SFTP, which is secured version of FTP. But let's go ahead first. We might find it below.
Okay.
So another reason for port scanning as a defender is to prevent unauthorized access. By identifying open ports, you can configure firewalls to close them or restrict access, thereby minimizing potential attacks. Then also to monitor changes. If new ports suddenly open up, it could be a sign of unauthorized changes or malware running on the system. You locked your back door and went to work, came back, you met the back door open. Something must have happened, right? Someone might have
Yeah.
tampered with it. Probably the children
Exactly.
opened it and left it open and forgot to close it or something else. Then, as an attacker or a pen tester, you use spot scanning to find entry points. Attackers can scan for open ports to find entry points into a network. If they find open ports, they can target services running on those ports. Example, trying to exploit a vulnerable version of Apache on port 80. Anything that is running on port 80 is not secured. See, this particular service now, when it's being run on port 80, it is now vulnerable. People can now
Okay.
hack it. Yeah. Then also, apart from finding entry points, attackers or pen tester can use it to fingerprint the system. Fingerprinting a system means to mark your foothold, yeah, on that
Okay.
system, meaning I've been here, so you can secure or keep places for you to come back again. By identifying the open ports and services, attackers can figure out what operating system and software versions are running. If they see the operating systems and software versions, they will now know if they will now make research to know whether there is a vulnerability on that particular version of software they are using, then how to uh, compromise it. That is how they do. So they start from the known to the unknown. If they
Okay.
want to attack XYZ banking software, they'll first want to know which ports are even running on this their software. And they find out, they say, okay, from these ports that are running, I think these are the kind of services that are running here. Okay, then with these services that are running here, what are the known vulnerabilities of this particular software? They will go and search and find. Once they find, boom, they construct their weapon and attack. Forget Izu the Ori
Yeah.
self is not a it's not a child's play. You have to be wise. You have to be smart.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So here we have example of some common ports and why they are interesting. So let's go. Read it up. The first one.
Okay. Here are some common scam ports and the reasons for their man. Okay, the first one is the port 22 SSH. SSH could allow unauthorized remote access if weak passwords are used.
Okay.
Second one, that's what I for, and I just when I'm about to read the second one.
Go on, Jack.
Up we go, the dashboard just for kita kita. If anything now, we just one and
Hey, it
Their
should come
profile
back.
picture is back.
Is it back?
Not yet. Okay, it's back now. It's back now. It's back
Go
now.
ahead.
Now we have port 22 SSH, port 80 HTTP, insecure, port 443 off one again, up one again. Oh yeah, it's back. 443 HTTPS, the secure web traffic, or might have SSL or TLS vulnerabilities. SSL or TLS vulnerabilities. That is the HTTPS, port
Yes.
443. Then port 21 FTP, vulnerable to clear test passwords capture. Outdated. This is just going out and coming back. I don't know why.
Port
Okay, now it's back.
3389.
Port 3389 RGP, the modem port protocol, a frequent target for brute force attacks. 445 SMB, used in many network services, vulnerable to attacks like internal blue. Then port 53 DNS could be vulnerable to DNS spoofing or amplification attacks.
Yes. So
So now
these
you're able
are,
to get how many ports now?
yes, the documents is up there.
Yeah, we have more ports.
Yeah, these are some of the ports that are very commonly scanned. So when these ports are being scanned, the person that is scanning them will have an idea of what kind of service is running, what kind of operating system they are using. So it will help them to form their weapons
Okay.
very well.
Okay.
Understand?
Yes.
So we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. There are eight
Yes.
ports here. You have to put them to mind. Even some of the ones I see here itself was not there. Like port 23 is not there. Port 25 is not there. So the more you go through in the
Okay.
industry, the more ports you find out, and But for the
Yeah, I think
exam, you should be
we're
able
able
to
to
know.
get up to 10 ports now.
Yes, for the exam, you need to know at least 10, because out of those 10, 5 will come out.
Okay.
So, how to use port scanning defensively? We have already talked about this. To enhance security, you run scans regularly to detect open ports that shouldn't be accessible. Then you close unnecessary ports by disabling services you are not using. Then use firewalls to block access to ports except for trusted IPs or network. One of the systems that I have eyes over, somebody tried to hack into the system. So when I found the person's IP address, I went straight and blocked it so that the person will not have
Okay.
access again to the system. Also, you can use port
Okay.
scanning to monitor for unexpected changes. In conclusion, ports are gateways through which services communicate over a network. Remember how many ports we have? How many is it again?
Yes. We have 65,535
Yes,
ports.
65,535 number of ports. Scanning ports will allow you to identify which services are running, discover potential vulnerabilities, and reduce your attack surface by closing or securing exposed ports. In cybersecurity, port scanning is one of the most fundamental steps in network reconnaissance, penetration testing, and securing networks. So these are some of the little things you should be able to know and know how to do them.
Mhm.
Okay, port threats. I think you're going to read up the remaining parts of this document. I think these are some of my own personal uh, jottings. So you read them down and see if they will be of any good to you, especially from here, port threats. In
Okay.
your folder, in the folders, I think you should be able to see Nmap cheat code. They use it for different kinds of scanning. So you look at it, your Kali Linus is ready, right?
Yeah, it's ready, but I have it in my daughter's laptop.
So bad enough.
I use my daughter's laptop to do it because
So far as you can access it, there's no problem. So next week we're going to start off with our scanning. We're going to scan. First of all, we'll scan our environment, our home lab, then come and start scanning ports and etc. Then after scanning the ports, if we have time, we'll now go into uh, initial phase of the capstone project. We'll wrap up by
okay,
then. So thank you very much for coming around. Go through this document once
okay,
again and we get ready for our next class. Please, ahead of our next class, you always remind me like 30 minutes ahead so that we will be on the
okay,
same page.
okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a
Have a
nice
wonderful
evening.
night.
Yeah, good night.